For those who are new here, don't know how that works, what you do is the high I start with one item, and the higher the bid goes, the more I throw in there. There we go. I had to point it down. I was gonna say I can see everything back there. So y'all just stay with me. Let's let some people roll in, and we'll start running the random pull auctions. Like I said, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. But just hang on, and we'll start it. We do $5 and $10 random pull auctions. The $10 ones are for like $20, jerk baits and stuff like this. But for this $5 one, we're gonna start with one of these. Have you guys ever seen these Shakespeare customize it? It's great for kids. If you've got kids want to get them into fishing, they can customize their own lure. It's actually super. Hold on, why's my light so dim? There we go. There we go. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. These are super sweet. Super sweet. So it starts at 5. These retail for 10, but if the bid goes up to like 8 or 10, we're gonna add more stuff. So it's not like you're gonna lose at all. There's no way you can lose. There's no way you can lose. These are great for kids. You get a shallow diving crankbait, rattle trap, and a popper. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I've got everything tonight. Everything. We're gonna be going down a long list of stuff I've got. But to keep it easy and simple, what I decided to do was just make it all random grab pull auctions because I have everything. I have deep diving crankbaits. I've got jerk baits. I've got you name it, I've got it. I've got some of these. Here, do we want to rock off one of these? No, we could do one of these. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We got these guys here, the tungsten 2 taps. Those are pretty sweet. I have some thunder crickets. I've just got all kinds of stuff, but I'm gonna go down my list. Let's try to move some of this other stuff first. Any trollers out there? Any guys that like to troll? Any guys that like to troll for fish? Here we go. All the riggings included. This is saltwater, freshwater. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is also a glow bait, 300-pound through wire. Crazy cool bait. I've got them in 2 different sizes. I've got them in that small size there, and then also have them in a bigger size. Small size and bigger size. See, I've also got them in the bigger size. Also got them in the bigger size. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. All right. No luck. Hey, buddy, I'm gonna have to let you go back to mama then if it's gonna be like this. You're gonna have to go back to mama then if you're gonna be digging through everything. No, we're not gonna chew on Dada's bag. We're not gonna chew on my bag. Sorry. You're gonna have to go to mama if it's gonna be like this. Sorry. All right. Well, you're going to mama's. Mama. Yep. You got to go to mama's. I'll be right back, guys. I can't. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. He chews on everything. Wants to grab everything. I see you in a little bit, buddy. You can watch me on the screen. You can watch me. Yeah, you can listen to me. I'm actually live on YouTube. Yeah, it'd be okay. Oh, buddy. He wants to help, but his way of helping is chewing on everything. All right, guys. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Let's pin some of these good auctions here. The good stuff that I like to run more. Let's start with where is she at? Where is she at? Where is she at? Where are my I just got some jerk baits that I was super excited for. I just like the color of them. They'll work well. They work well when you're fishing. Here they are. I got 2 of them. 2 of them. 2 of them. Brand new in the pack, made in Japan, Lucky Craft stuff. We'll start with one. I love this color. This is a super sick color. But the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It starts at 10. But as we go up and up and up in the bid, we throw more and more in there. This is a super sick color. Y'all see that patterning in it? Most of the time, you can't even see that. You wouldn't notice that if it was just a still picture. But yeah, these are great. I've got 2 of them, actually. Wonder why the packaging is so funky. Packaging on this one, I noticed it's, like, cracked on the bottom. It's like it got slung really hard from the mail people. I mean, the lure's brand new, it's never been used, but the packaging on it's a little funky. That's alright. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We can also run some Freedom Swing Hydra jig heads. These are pretty sweet. What are y'all looking for tonight? What are you guys looking for? I'll let you know if I've got it or not. Like, to sell right now. What are you guys looking for? What are you guys looking for? Oh, yeah, my show notes. Yeah, no cancellations. Alright, yeah, that's right. No cancellations. I had somebody try to claim that they didn't buy something when we clearly watched them buy it and then asked to cancel. Here we go. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is a brand new bullet jerk. This is a really sweet Berkeley Dex. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is a really cool color too. I really like the pink shrimp color. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. But like I said, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. So we start at 10. If we can get up to like 13, 14, keep growing and growing, I start adding more and more stuff in there. It's super, super easy to do. All right, let's do this. Let's change real quick. Let's change to the cheaper auction. And then we're going to start off with one of these guys again. If you got kids, these are perfect for kids because then they can paint their own crankbait, rattle trap, and popper. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. These are super sweet. Clear baits offer blank canvas for imagination. Super sweet. These are great for kids. Great for kids. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. But yeah, they're just blanks, and then they can take paint markers, or if you happen to have some kind of spray set up, anything. Thanks for the follow, Scott. I appreciate that, brother. These are great for kids, and I've got them right now pretty cheap. But like I said, let's say it starts at 5. Let me give y'all a rundown. I'll show y'all how this goes. We start at 5. This is $10 bait. But then the bid goes to like, let's say 10 or 12. Well, next thing you know, I'm throwing this in there. And then next thing you know, as it goes higher and higher, and I know this is like a $7 item, but the point I'm making is you're getting your money's worth no matter what. And also, once you pay that shipping that first time, it's all allocated after the fact. You don't have to worry about it being, you know, keep snowballing or whatever. Where is my other? I've got so much stuff. I've got these hooks right here. I got packs. I got hundreds of packs of these. Not hundreds. I got like 40 packs of these Gamakatsu 4-aught finesse wide gap. As you can see, this is a brand new unopened thing of them. These are great for the small koikis. If you guys like to throw the small spider bait, and I'm not talking about the 19 millimeter, I'm talking about the size below the 19 millimeter. These are fire hooks. Gamakatsu's well known for making like the world's sharpest hook, is what they say. I do have some chatterbaits. I can't run them at 5 though. That's too low. I also have some of these worm round bid hooks. Round bend. Sorry, I misspoke. But anyways, like I said, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. You guys kind of have to come in here to play. Here, let's start with something light. You want to start with something light? Any frog hooks? That's funny you ask because I just ordered some. That's so funny that you ask. I just ordered some for like you guys, not for me. I have my own frog hooks, not currently that I can offer to you. Is that what you're using for your koikis? I'm guessing HVAC because I found a better way. So I actually have these. Let me show you real quick. These Spro swim baits that I sell. And what I like to do is I like to snag this treble hook off one. This is a brand new one. I've never used this. I've got like 4 in this color and 2 in a different color. But I'll snag that hook, and I believe the hook is a 1-aught number 2 treble. But I use these for my 19 millimeter koi keys. I used to like the frog hooks, man, but man, the frog hooks get hung up on stuff. I do have some frogs though that we could run. I do have some frogs that we could run. Any of these catch anybody's eye? It's all Spro stuff here. Here's one of their glided frogs. Have y'all ever seen these? So instead of the skirt being coming out both sides, it's straight up and down, which is kind of cool. It's hard to see in the packaging, but it's straight up and down. So then when you run it, see it right there? It glides. But I actually have these in the popping size and also have it in the glide size, like so the popping frog and the glide setup here. I also have them in different colors. I got blue. What else I got over here? I have a massive bag. This is a 100 count of the green pumpkin. What do they call these from Strike King? So as you can see, I have them packaged already. The Strike King KVD Swimming Shiner 5-inch. Well, I come across a big old bag of the green pumpkin ones, and I thought about busting them down and then selling them by the 5 or 6 pack, putting them in their own bag and just running it at $1 a pack. Running at $1, the higher it goes, the more we throw in there kind of thing. But I just never got around today because I was so busy. I also have some Zoom. Y'all ever seen these? Sorry, I bumped the thing. These trick worms here. These are actually really cool because you can use them on a drop shot, but it's part of their open pour technology. So it's 3 different colors. And it is a Zoom product. It has Zoom stamped on it right there. But I think I have 80 of these. I kept some for myself. They're heavily salted, super, super fire bait. People would think, oh, you hear Zoom, you think not so nice, but it's actually pretty sweet. I also have some Hellraisers. Now, the Hellraisers is what I really stocked up on because the last time I had them, I sold out of them so fast. I've got I got a bunch of different colors here of the Hellraisers. So this is chrome. Basically, the Hellraiser is a chatterbait for the topwater. Here's chrome. Check that out. Check that out. It's pretty sweet. 5/8, 5-inch. Here's chrome. Let me show y'all some other colors real quick. Actually, let me put it back in the box. So I get them in boxes of 4. But I went sniping like every wholesale I could. I was sniping everything I found, everything I could find. What color is this? Chartreuse shad. It's a sweet, sweet, sweet sunny day lure. If you've never used one of these, imagine a buzzbait, but way better. These retail for 17 bucks. Sometimes you can catch them go on sale and they'll knock them down, but most of the time you don't find it that way. I have snow. I love snow as well. I like snow, chrome, and black. I don't usually throw any of those other colors. So here's black, snow, and black. You could throw bone. They do make a bone one, but I personally prefer the snow. It just puts off a little bit more of a presence. But I have a bunch of those. I also have a little bit left in the ghost shad color. It's a little different than that other color I just showed you. But I've got a ton of these because the last time I had them, which was a couple weeks ago, I sold out so fast. I sold out so fast. They were going like hotcakes. And they were mainly just extra pulls that I would do. So while I was doing like one of these start at $5 auctions, I would grab one of these and it was it was stuff I was throwing in and adding to it. Go shed. What color? That's matte black. That wasn't in a box. There's one more color I've got. What color is? I forget, man. I get so much of it. Okay, it's matte black. There's matte black. What's up, Dixon? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you back in here. Here's this is a pretty cool color. This is the chartreuse shad. I just showed y'all that. Bone and chrome. Chrome is pretty hot right now. Also, too, if you've thought about getting into like bait painting, this is a good way to start that. Good way to start that. As well as get your kids into it. It already comes with the hook guards. But like I said, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. If I start running this at 5, I just start throwing random stuff. It could be a jig, it could be anything. I have jigs. I have a ton of Guggen jigs. I've got boxes full of jigs. Because I get them by the boxes of 6, and I have so many I've been trying to get rid of for I can't tell you how long. They use mustad hooks. They're thread tied on. Then I got all different kinds of colors. A lot of people hate on Guggen, but I will say their jigs hold up pretty decently. I have some Dobbins jigs over here as well. This is one of my favorite colors actually. I really love that rotten pumpkin color. Cowboy crawl. Here's cowboy crawl. I really like that color. But anyways, a lot of those I use to throw-ins, extras. A lot of throw-ins and extras. So the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Here, let's run one of these. This is a retails at $10, so it's already at half off. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I'm just moving some stuff out of the way. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. And you never know, I may throw another pack of them in there. You just honestly never know. I've got so many of them. I acquired a bunch. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. And one other. Who? Who was the other person? Dixon. Yeah, higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Oh, it stopped. Sorry. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. And if y'all ask for certain things, I'll look to see if I've got those certain things. Like somebody asked about frog hooks. I don't have any handy. I can tell you a trick on how to get frog hooks pretty cheap, but I'm gonna keep that to myself for now. It's a little trick, little tricky trick. I got some Ned rig baits. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. All right, we'll rotate out. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I get that it's almost at retail, but I'm gonna throw more stuff in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is in the Okeechobee Crawl color. It's a great color. These are brand new, well put together. But the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I've got some Silver Fox scent for any of you guys who like to use Silver Fox. I had so much of it left over. I've been trying to get rid of it. Um, I found it the other day and I was like, dang, I didn't realize I had that. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is like an $8.99 bottle, but if that bid goes up, I'll just start throwing other stuff in there. I personally quit using the stuff. I use bait fuel now. That is the only stuff I will ever use is bait fuel now. But if you guys like that kind of stuff, why don't we do this? Let me edit this. These retail at $60. So I'm going to make this a steal. I'm gonna set this at a steal. Which mold is that, man? Which mold is that? Which mold is that? This is just a single item, not a random bait fuel. Oh, the Koike style? That's what's up, dude. We're gonna have to get together on that then. Because the guy that I work with, so the reason I switched to working with him is because my code actually makes me money. And that's like it makes it worth it. You know what I'm saying? It makes it to where you actually get a kickback. And I'm actually working with him on getting a large stuff and he's just gonna send it and we worked out a deal on how payment's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna send me like 20 or 30 packs. He told me to run them at a dollar and go. So we're gonna do a dollar and go on them, and then basically we'll work out the logistics on money later. But here, this is a sweet starting price on these. These are $60 swim baits. $60 swim baits, brand new, never used. I love this. These are the floating style. I usually only use the floating style. I do have some on the way that are not the floating style. But I have 4 of these. This is my favorite color. My favorite color, it's called Hitch. It's called Hitch. It's called Hitch. These retail for 60 bucks. That's cool though, man. I'm glad you got that in. I don't know if my guy will ever get into it because it is a cool idea, but now everyone's doing it is the problem. It's cool when you're the first guy on it, you make a bunch of money doing it, but now you've got to play with the whole TPE material, and that's going to be kind of tough, you know what I mean? That's going to be tough. Ooh, I do have one of these. I do have a skitter lizard. That's where it's tough. It's tough when everyone's doing it. All right, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Oh, you got the bigger one then, because I know there was a mold that had two. I know there's a mold that had two. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is the Lunker Hunt Skitter Lizard in the Iggy Iguana color. Super cool topwater bait. It's already got a stinger hook installed. And what's cool is you could always take some of these pieces off this. Say you wanted that stinger hook for your frog, or you wanted this hook out of this. You're getting a way better deal at that price for the lizard, and you could scrap the lizard and keep the hooks. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. You could tear this apart and use it for your koiki. So you could use this hook, the stinger hook. You could use all kinds of stuff. All right, I'll hold on to that guy then. I do have some spinner baits. I have some Dobbin spinner baits. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I get it that some items are close to that on retail, but I just started all at 5. So if it's somebody's like, "Oh, that's almost 5 bucks." I'm gonna be like, "Yes, I know that." But if someone would just bid, you could leave with more than that. If we could get the bid up just a couple bucks, I'll make it worth your while. I make it worth your while. Always make it worth your while. And something you wouldn't have thought you would have normally liked or normally went for, you end up with it and you're like, "You know what? That's kind of cool." Really? Really? You're wanting to come help? I do have these guys. These are kind of cool. These retail for 9 bucks, 10 bucks. This is called the Floatzilla. For you guys have never seen this before, here I can demonstrate it. You take this float here. This is a mid-body float, and it makes your soft plastics rise. So say you don't want to use a Lastec. Let me grab an old Senko real quick, and I'll demonstrate. I'm gonna grab an old Senko here. Here's an old Senko. Comes out of my old bag. I think I'm gonna send these to my bait maker soon, and let him kind of make his own thing out of it. So what you do is we cut it right here in the middle, and I can actually drop this in the tank to show you if I needed to. You screw one end in this side, so you cut your bait, and the idea is the middle will float, but the ends will sink. I didn't screw that on 100% right, but I have them in a couple different colors. These are super cool little. It's a cool idea, you know what I mean? Um, a cool idea. You get 4 of them. It's got a nice screw-in lock. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you, Dixon, on that Koiki. Did you get the 19 millimeter? I'm guessing. Did you get the 19 millimeter? Yeah, these were brand new until I just took that one and did that. Floatzilla. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I've got other colors, but I'm just gonna start with this guy. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I do have some that are just for the end of it. I got another mid-body section. It's black with silver glitter. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. And then I also have a tail end one. Black blue glitter. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I had never seen this before until the other day I seen it. Here, we'll swap to a different color real quick. This is a tail end one. These are brand new, never been used. This is not a personal collection. I sell baits on Whatnot. See here? And then you'd put this in the end of it, in the tail end of your bait, and make it float. Where are the mosquitoes coming from, bro? They must have left the back door open too long. There's a mosquito buzzing around in here. Let's see. You just get your black and blue bait. Come on, land on me so I can smack you. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, get you a bite. Haha, you thought. You thought. All right, higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It's a random pull auction. I have the best random pull auctions on all of anything. Go to my YouTube and watch my video of the last guy that spent like 200 bucks. He got like, I don't know, 700 bucks worth of baits. He just kept winning all the auctions. He didn't give anyone a chance. He did not give anyone a chance. Matthew was one of them, and my boy Wes. I don't know either one of them, but they went nuts. They went nuts, and I know they got crazy stock up. Crazy stock up. But higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is black slash blue. No, blue, black glitter. Super cool idea. Tells you how to use it. This is for the tail end of it. The tail end of it. I like these little novelty things like this. I think they're novelty, truthfully. I find them to be more novelty. Here's a midsection one. This is black silver glitter. But yeah, I need to get with you, Dixon, on that Koike, man, because that's the only thing my guy's missing. Only thing my guy is missing is the Koike. I have some frogs. I have some snag proof high end frogs. I got some of the glided frogs. Really good stuff too, man. These are really nice quality. That's two of my favorite frogs. Don't get me wrong, I like Toad Thumper, but I personally feel that Spro and Snag Proof both make one of the best frog. Yeah, you don't have the TB. So that yeah, it's a whole new learning curve. You'll have to make some, fish with them, find people to fish with them for you, and play with it, man. There's probably online a generic recipe you could do to make your own, you know what I mean? TPE. Or you can buy some already made up. It's probably gonna be expensive if it's already like a concoction that's working great. But I know because I'm not a bait maker, but from my understanding and what I've seen from other people, yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's not expensive. It's pretty like people try to hush it and keep their recipe a secret. But think about Berkeley. They make theirs out of their max scent stuff. Hey, higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Yes, we're starting with 1 jig at retail, but if we get to 6 or 7 bucks, you'll end up with 2 or 3 jigs. If we end up at, like, let's say we get to 7 bucks, I'll throw 2 jigs in there. So you're getting 2 for basically the price of 1 retail. These are 6.99 retail. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is a thick 3/8 flipping jig, Okeechobee crawl color, 5/aught hook. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I like Guggen jigs because they're inexpensive and they have nice components in their thread tied. I always go back and add a little bit of wire on my own. I add a little bit of wire on my own. Here, let's try this scent again. I really need to get rid of this stuff, dude. I've had it for way too long. This is the crawfish, silver fox crawfish fish attractant, brand new in the bottle. I've got tons of bottles of this stuff. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I also have his stank sticks. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. You may end up with some lures that you thought you wouldn't like, but you get them because of a random pull auction, and then you're super happy with it. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I just have a lot of this stuff laying around, and I need to use it. I need to use it or sell it. Since I moved to bait fuel and I now work with bait fuel, which is kind of cool, um, I have got to get rid of that stuff. These are some really cool crawls. If you guys have never seen these crawls, what's up, Dixon? You back? These are really cool crawls. So most crawls here, you got to open them upside down, and the reason I say that is because they fall out if you don't. I learned that at the lake when I was fishing with my own. So I ordered like 20 of these packs, and I was like, you know what, I want to try one. What's cool about these crawls is they're a solid body crawl. There's nothing hollow in it. It's not hollow at all. I actually have one rigged up right now on a Texas rig, and this thing swims great. And I use a 5/aught hook on it, so the hook comes in right through his nose right here, and it sits on top. And then when this decompresses, oh, it's such a great hookup. But this HD tackle, they're made in the USA, well-made plastics. I'm not gonna say it's super tough stuff because it's just like anything else, but it's tougher than Guggen. I know that much. Higher the bid goes, the more I throw in there. Alabama crawl color. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. If we can get the bid to 7 bucks, I'll throw some Tokyo rigs. Already rigged up Tokyo rigs. in 4/0 half ounce. We can get this bid up to $7. I literally will throw in some Tokyo rigs. So you're getting $7 crawl, or no, I think these are $8 crawls and $7 Tokyo rigs for next to nothing, for half the price. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. All right, let's rotate back around here. Let's see, what could I do as a pair, as a combo? What could I do as a combo? Where did that go? Yeah, here we go. I'll do a combo right now. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We're already starting off at like 17 bucks worth of stuff. So we would have to get to like 10 before I throw something else in there. But the higher that bid goes, the more we throw in there. Somebody could get a steal right now. You get a set of Tokyo rigs and you get some of these customize it lures. Say you wanted to try your hand at painting your own lures or you want to take markers to them. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Great for kids. You want to get your kids into it. If I didn't have so many of these customize it things laying around, I would not be trying to move them. And I think what I'm gonna start doing too is instead of selling on Whatnot so much, I'm just gonna sell these as pairs. Like, cause I have a ton of these. I'm just gonna do like everybody else does, and I'm gonna sell them as pairs. I'll get 15 bucks out of that all day long. Let's see, what do we got down in here? Let me dig. Oh, I got a flounder rig. Got a flounder rig here. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I got a flounder rig. It's got the float, the sinker, the leader material. You just tie to that swivel on the weight. But the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Yep, you got 21 inches of 40-pound monofilament, a 1-ounce cigar sinker, keeps your rig near the bottom, 2-inch float to keep your bait in the strike zone and out of the snags. It's got a 1/0 nickel beak forged bucktail hook. I have no idea what that is. I live in Tennessee. That is not something I normally ever. Oh, it's right there. Right here. Heck, let me see. I don't really want to open it because it's going to come untwined and stuff. Here, let me invite, I gotta invite Mac. Invite Mac real quick. Gotta invite Mac. Gotta invite Mac. What's up, guys? Here, do y'all want to do a pair real quick? We can do a pair. Let's do it. Let's do a combo. We just did one combo, didn't get no luck. So let's try, because I need to get rid of some of this stuff so we can make room for some new stuff. All right. Here, actually, let's do this. I got an idea. Let me. Here, I got some. I'm gonna open some of these Gamakatsu hooks real quick. All right. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. So I've got two 4/0 setups here. I got 4/0 half ounce Tokyo rig, 4/0 finesse wide gap Gamakatsu hooks. These are really sweet. These are sweet, especially if you've got the small koikis or if you want like a bigger drop shot rig. Heck, you could probably pull that off as a catfish hook too. I'm not saying use it for that, but there's a bunch of different things you could use this for. Check that out though. That's a sweet deal. Sweet deal. It's basically like buy one, get one free at that price. But the way I do it is the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. These hooks are really sweet. They're made in Japan. Super, super good stuff. I love these Tokyo rigs. I had like 40 or 50 of them, and I had been selling them and whatnot, and I've been fishing with them. This already comes rigged. Most time you got to pay like $5 just for the wire and no hook. Just for the wire. and then you gotta put your hook on and do all that other stuff. I do have some more stuff on the way, though. I got some tungsten weights. I've got a bunch of chatterbaits. Here, let's rotate some stuff out here. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The D blade. How do we rig it? Hold on. Let me finish this auction. I'll show you, bro. If you'll bear with me, I'll go grab my rod and I will show you. Let me run through this auction. I don't want to step away just out of fairness. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I will go grab my rod and I'll tie one on real quick. Yeah, if you give me 2 seconds. Let this auction end, and I may just grab some line. But it's meant so the point of the Tokyo rig or the Honshu rig, it's the same thing. Before we go any further, some of these will say Tokyo rig on the bottom, and some of them will say Honshu rig. These are both Tokyo. Let me find one. But when you look at it, the same thing. It's the name. One company owns the name Tokyo rig, so then the other company owns Honshu. Well, now both those patents have ran out, so they use both. So let me not open a new one. Give me like 3 minutes. I'm gonna go grab my stuff and I'll show you. I will show you. But it's good for punching through mats and it's meant to run on the bottom. It basically keeps your bait. So if you know there's vegetation on the ground and in the way, and here I'm gonna show you. Hold on, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll use my tank and show you. Merida, will you throw me my keys, please? I gotta go run to the truck real quick. I'm gonna demonstrate real fast something. Tokyo rigs are sweet. I'll be right back, guys. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I don't think the mics reach that far, but it'd be pretty dope if they did. I'm gonna leave my Koiki rig out here. I'm not selling Koiki stuff, so I'm gonna leave it out here. But I grabbed 3 of my rods that I really, really like. I grabbed 3 of my rods that I really, really like. And this is like high-end tackle, high-end stuff. Y'all gonna learn that maybe that dude does know a little bit about fishing. So for anybody that's new here, I just started selling on Whatnot. So the reason I started selling on Whatnot is because I have acquired so many baits to the point where my whole entire living room was full of them. The past couple weekends, I've been selling stuff. I mean, I've sold like my good bit of it. Well, I've also been restocking up. Are you still in here, brother? I'll show you real quick, and then we'll run the next auction here in a minute. All right, I grabbed me a couple drinks, and then I'm gonna flip the camera so I can demonstrate. But anybody that's new here, my name is Keith with Wild with the Blairs, and I have a pretty big TikTok. I have like, I don't know, close to 100K on there. Close to 100K on there. Where's your name at? Let me find you real quick. Where are you at? Sorry, bro. Give me 1 second, guys. Doctor 43. If you're still in here, I'm gonna demonstrate this for you real quick. How to use and rig the Tokyo rig. I'm gonna show you. the Tokyo rig real quick. Yeah, I got you. So I'm gonna do it on this one. Let me flip the camera. So I have a pretty big TikTok, like I said, and I teach people how to fish. I've been more just posting BS stuff here lately. I ain't really been taking it serious. But once we hit 100K on TikTok, I'm actually gonna give away an SLX DC. But anyways, so I'm gonna take my Corrado real quick. It's just got a Texas rig. I've been using it for a ribbon tail. So here, I'm just gonna show you. But the whole point of the Tokyo rig is to keep your bait up off the bottom. Right now, I'm just running a worm hook with a tungsten weight. But we're gonna cut it off, and then my bag over there's got my Tokyo rigs in it, and I will show you how to rig it, and I will show you where you put your bait, and then I may even show you in the test tank how to fish it. We'll take this little intermission real quick, and then we will jump back to auctions, and then you will see that the Tokyo rig's actually pretty cool. And I use the exact same Tokyo rigs I'm selling. It's not like I'm just selling something that I don't use myself. They're good for punching through mats. This is a 3/0 quarter ounce. This is 3/0 half ounce. Let's do 1 ounce. They were they're really good because it makes your bait profile, one, stay off the bottom, and two, you can punch through mats. But here, let me pull one out real quick and I'll show you. So if you bought one from me, a pack from me tonight, I'm going to show you. These are exactly the same. I'm using the exact same thing. The weights just vary. This is half ounce. This is 1 ounce. This one I've used before. Here's our hook. So we're going to take this guy right here, and I'm going to push, like I said, I got my Corrado here. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to put a bait on here as well. I've got so many baits laying around. I can just slap one on here. And then we'll go back into the auctions. But I just want to show you real quick because you asked. Let me lay this. I'm going to reuse this worm hook again because this rig is what I was using for ribbon tails, as well as sometimes when I'm like just throwing up against like logs and stuff and I want to put a creature bait on there, I will use this hook because you get better hookups than an EWG. The EWG is in line, so sometimes you miss bites. But anyways, that's a pro tip for another day. So let me slide my tungsten weight. I use a 3/16 green pumpkin tungsten weight. And I'm going to take this Tokyo rig. And if you bought a pack from me, you'll see there's a swivel made on it. It's already all made together. All you have to do is literally tie it on. So you see this is a 1 ounce. I would drop this in the tank, but I'm afraid because it's 1 ounce, it may crack the bottom of my tank. So I probably will not throw it in the tank, but I can show you in my hand. I also used a Palomar knot to rig all this up. I'm using 15-pound Seaguar and Vizex. It's the best fishing line on the market. Literally the best fluorocarbon I have ever found. I've fished with, I can't tell you how many kinds. But let me tie this on, and then I'll just grab a random crawl. Is he okay? Okay, I was making sure. I heard a squawk that sounded weird. Lick your knot so it doesn't burn it. Give me a second, and then we'll get back into the auctions. Just bear with me. He asked a question, and as y'all know, I used to go live on TikTok all the time, and I used to love it. And this is what I did on TikTok, was basically talked about different rigs and different things. We gave away baits. We did all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I know I burned the line. I didn't lick it. But I don't plan on using this after here in just I may actually leave this on there. The fish have been on creature baits more than they have been ribbon tails. But we'll see. I'm gonna go fishing tomorrow, I think. Alright, cut that off. Alright, let me reach in this bag of baits. Ignore whatever bait I picked. This is just old baits that I had. Here, let me pick one that's actually got its appendages. Here we go. We'll use this one. It's kind of shorter, but this is a net bait rascal. So as I said, you got your Tokyo rig here. And then we're going to rig this on just like a Texas rig. Doesn't matter which way, which color. I'm just using this bait as demonstration. This is going to tear through. No, this bait's toast. Let me find a different one. Here's a craw I can use. Here's a yum craw. It may be split. I'm not sure. It may be split. I'll just rig it the other way. But just like you would a Texas rig, and the idea is when you have a weight and you have a weight on the line, when you go to set that hook, most of the time you pull the hook out of the fish's mouth, whether you realize it or not. You miss a lot more bites. So the idea is when you're fishing, let me get this swivel untwisted. Dude, I'm glad he asked that question. So check it out. Your weight's on the bottom. As you bounce it, your bait's just kind of free floating. And you work it kind of like a Texas rig. Just hop it, man. Don't overwork it. You know what I mean? Don't overwork it. Hold on, guys. We'll get back to the auctions. But I notice more people are rolling in here. Give me a second. Someone asked a question, and I like to give answers. So don't overwork it. And you just here. Let's see if I can drop it in the tank. So then it'll demonstrate it the best. I've got a little 10-gallon tank. Almost all the water's evaporated out of it, but I used it the last time I used it was for your baits, Dixon, and after that, I haven't used it since. But give me 1 second. We'll see if I can't. We'll see if I can't demonstrate it for you. Kind of. I guess in a sense, technically, yes, technically, except for it's on a solid wire. And these Matsu ones that I'm selling have the bead in between, so it does make a little rattle, makes noise. In a way, theoretically, yes, but it's kinda doing a whole different thing. It's meant to go through, cover here. We'll try it in the tank. I'm gonna drop it real slow, though, so I don't crack the bottom of it with this 1-ounce weight. Let me slide my light over real fast. Let me move these Tokyo rigs. Let me pull out a little bit more line, and I'll show you. I love this Corrado, dude. These are the Cadillac of reels. Alright, we're gonna drop it slow because I really don't wanna crack the bottom of the tank. But, yeah, you see that? So you can hop it. You know what I mean? And it's good for punching through cover. Now you gotta remember, I'm just doing this with my hand, and it keeps your bait out of the sludge, out of the bull crap on the bottom, and you'll kind of figure out a rhythm. I need to make a video on the Tokyo rig. There's a lot of people that don't know much about it. You can still let it fall and it'll sink just like anything else. But when the fish come up to bite it, they're getting your lure and not the weight, not all that other stuff. I'm gonna pull this out. And then if you go with a plastic like a Z-Man plastic that floats, it works even better. It works even better. But no, they're great for punching through mats. It keeps it all as a compact unit. So when you throw this out on a mat or on cover, when it drops down, this all pulls down as one unit through the mat, and you get less sludge on your stuff, less, anything like that. It just drops it down, pulls it all through the trash and junk. That's why you always see a ton of them with heavy, heavy weights. They do make them like the half ounce, so then you can run it like a Texas rig or a quarter ounce. I do have some quarter ounce ones, but yeah, it's kinda like a compact drop shot, just fished a little differently. Little differently. You're still going for cover, you're still going for everything. So this pack right where did it go? The ones I was trying to put together as a auction. But thanks for your question. That's solid. If I have stuff handy, I have my moving bait rod over here. It's got my Antares and then my black ice. And then I have my Texas rig that I like to throw. And speaking of my Texas rig, I was just telling you about that crawl. I literally have one rigged up right here. I have one of those crawls rigged up. And this thing floats through the water. If it would ever, there it goes. Floats through the water. It's so cool how realistic it looks. And I'm throwing it on a Bantam, a Shimano Bantam. You may or may not know what that is, but all right. Here is 1 ounce, 1/0. Where's that other Tokyo rig at that I had? All right, half ounce, 4/0. That's what I was showing you. This is a 4/0, 1 ounce. But yeah, it's already rigged for you. Just tie to the swivel. It's super, super easy. And broken off and sunken trees. Lots of hangs. No and yes. So the thing is this cannot get wrapped around a log. It's a piece of wire. Um, it really depends on how you're gonna fish it, because it's meant to go into the cover. It's meant to go I think this is the only so that educates. Um, it's meant to go in the cover and it's meant to go into the heavier stuff, but it's more meant for vegetation. So to be honest with you, and not to turn you away from buying it because you're gonna get a good deal on it anyways, it's more meant for vegetation to keep your bait out of vegetation. Because if you have rocks and stuff, just throw a Carolina rig. Throw something else that's a little bit different, and you're still gonna get a similar result. But this is was meant to punch through mats, and it was invented to, keep your bait out of vegetation. So you're always keeping that bait up as you hop it across the bottom. Um, that's the biggest key with it is to punch through mats and keep your bait out of vegetation. So if you mainly got rocks and laydowns and trees, then I've got a jig for you. I've probably got a jig that'll work perfectly for where you're at. Whether it be a football jig you drag on the bottom on these hot summer months, or it be a regular, like something like this, a thick jig, a flipping jig. That would be perfect for around rocks, trees. This is an Okeechobee crawl color. I've probably got a trailer that'll match it. I could do a pair together and sell it as a pair. And the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Do you think that would be any good for saltwater? I mean, I think so, yeah. If you put the right style bait on there, yes, it could be very good for saltwater. Especially if you know there's trash and there's stuff on the bottom, sand, whatever, and you're trying to keep it out of that. Yeah, I could see it being very productive. I live in Tennessee, so I don't do much saltwater fishing, but it could be. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm saying there's a good possibility. There's a high probability that it would be. But I'm from Tennessee. We fish for largemouth bass, catfish, stuff like that. Here, let's run another random bait pool. Like I said, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I do have these hydro jigs. These would be great for saltwater. Great for saltwater. You can change the hooks out to whatever you want. But let's do a combo package. What should I put together? You know what? I'm feeling a little generous. We'll start at 5, and the higher the bid goes, the more we'll throw in there. Let's go with that thick flipping jig and some of these 4-aught North Carolina. Heck yeah, dude. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We're starting at 5. We got a Tokyo rig and we got a thick flipping jig. Higher the bid goes, the more we add in there. But this is a combo. You get the Tokyo rigs and the jig. These are both brand new, never been used, never been opened. As you can see, the Guggen stuff is still sealed. But yeah, higher the bid goes, the more we'll throw in there. I like the Tokyo rig. It's got its time and place. It's not something I just throw every time I go out to the lake, but when the vegetation, as bad as the vegetation is right now, especially at some of the lakes I like to fish at, it's a definite that the Tokyo rig comes in clutch compared to a Texas rig where every time I pull my lure up out of the water, it's covered in the green snot or in grass and just whatever. No takers. This was a $15 pair right here and nobody bit. Let's throw that back. We're going to put this back. Here's a cool saltwater lure. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Herring cut bait. It's a cool trolling bait. Super cool bait. Got a 300-pound inline wire. I thought about taking these apart and taking those hooks out and selling those hooks as Koiki hooks because they're super sick. Super sick. And these are, they won't rust. I fished from the beach for the first time and heck yeah, dude, you catch anything? Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. These are glowing. These are great trolling baits. No takers, no takers. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Yeah, I have some finesse hooks. 6 croakers. That's cool, dude. That's actually super sick. I don't know much about all that because I'm not from anywhere near the ocean or even what a croaker is. But that's super cool. Here, let's mix it up a little bit. What if we did, so I have a bunch of these finesse hooks here. Bunch of these finesse hooks. A bunch of them. I'm trying to think what I should pair with it. What should I pair with these finesse hooks in red? These are super sick, super sharp. I don't even want to open them. I just want to leave them sealed. I was going to open them and pull one out, but these are great for like maybe this size koiki. I don't know. Let me see. Let me pull this koiki down and we'll look. We'll compare it to the hook. When you don't want to throw a treble and you want something more weedless. Oh yeah, that would work. Yeah, you could get hookups with that. Yeah, that hook would work. So yeah, you could use these for the 19 millimeter koiki. Say you wanted something a little bit more streamlined and you didn't want something that was going to be as snaggy. Oh yeah, look at them. Here you go. These are Freedom Tackle called the Hydra Jig. It's got a super realistic head, but on the back here it explains to you hook clockwise on. So you could literally swap the hook with zero trouble at all. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I could run these. I think they're like 10 or 15 bucks new. They're 1 ounce. They're super heavy. This one's already rigged up. This one is just separated from it, but you could easily just screw it on clockwise if I can get it just right. Yeah, you see the little thing? I'm trying to show it. Yeah, it's not gonna focus. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a cool jig head. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. If I know who's about to get what and I've seen what you've been asking about, you're probably gonna end up with whatever you're asking about. Here's some 3/0 quarter ounce. These are kind of cool. Yeah, I don't see why a Tokyo rig wouldn't work great in a in the ocean, especially with like certain conditions. I got the Iggy iguanas. I got some skitter tails. Got some crawls. Ooh, I might keep this for myself. This D blade, 3/8 ounce spinnerbait. Dude, this thing's sick. What I like about Dobbin spinnerbaits the most, because all this stuff I would fish with myself, is they use thicker wire than a lot of the other companies. Here, how about some scent? This works in saltwater, freshwater. Silver Fox Stank Stick. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Yeah, this works saltwater, freshwater. I think this retails for like $8.99. If we get the bid up a little bit, I'll just add some more stuff in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Silver Fox Stank Stick. It's a super cool scent. They claim it works in saltwater, freshwater. I've never gotten a chance to use it in saltwater because I'm in Tennessee, but it's a cool product nonetheless. I've got a ton of that stuff because I used to work with him. Now I use bait fuel. I don't know. I'm a big fan of these Gamakatsu hooks, though. I'm definitely keeping like 3 or 4 packs of these for myself. I've got 40 of them. I'm gonna keep 3 or 4 packs of these for myself because I love how sharp they are, how well done they are. These are great, great hooks. Let's see what we got to throw with it. I don't know who uses these kind of hooks. Who uses the worm hook, round bend worm hook? I don't use these for anything. I got a pack of 5 here. Pack of 5. I'm gonna put these wide gap hooks back up. If anybody changes their mind. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in here. Here, I got some baits we can run. Got some cool baits. This is a $25 jerk bait. $25. We hadn't even gotten to the good stuff yet. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff here. We've just been doing the cheaper stuff. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is a $25 jerk bait. Brand new. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It's a 128 SP. It's a pointer 128 SP suspending snatcher. So like Mac, that lake by your house, this would work great because those fish are really, really big. The bait fish are really big. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. All right, you want to see another color? I got some other colors. You ever seen one of these? We have a Livingston Lures, the EBS walleye. What's cool about this is it puts off bait fish noises, has a chip in it with a 200-hour battery. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It's a super neat lure with their EBS technology. EBS is activated when the lure hits the water and turns off when it is out of the water. To ensure longer battery life, up to 200 hours, dry and store your Livingston lure in a secure place after use. So you basically just keep it dry, put it in your tackle box, but it replicates the actual biological sounds of bait fish. So it's a really neat bait. I've got a couple different colors. Couple different colors. I've got one that the top of the packaging is kind of butchered up on. Top of the package is butchered from my toddler. Got a hold of it, so I can't really sell it. I'm gonna keep it. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Super cool. Super. I think it's a 12-foot diving crankbait. Yeah, it's a 12-foot, so mid-range. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. All of these are gonna retail for right around 20 bucks. Right around 20 bucks. Everything I put in front of you. Some of it you can still find, some of it you can't find. Really just depends on who you know and where you can get it. Let me move my rod here. Let me move this rod I was showing him the Tokyo rig on. I'm just gonna leave the Tokyo rig on there, and I'll fish with it tomorrow. How about that? If I find some vegetation or find some stuff to get around, this is sweet. I use a St. Croix Bass X rod with a Corrado DC. It's a 7:4 to 1 gear ratio. One of my favorite reels, man. It's just buttery smooth. I also have the Antares, the Bantams, I have all the different reels, but the Corrado, you can just never go wrong with it. All right, let's dig a little deeper. Here we go. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. So this is a tungsten 2-tap made by Strike King. It's a Strike King red eye tungsten 2-tap. So it has tungsten balls in it. It makes a loud thump, 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 thump when you're fishing it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Orange belly crawl. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Yeah, it's a super cool lure. Super sweet lure at that. I've got a bunch of different jerk baits and different things we can use. I like these generators. I don't do night fishing, but they're pretty freaking sweet. Pretty freaking sweet. Check this out. So it comes with the glow sticks. This is the Bandit generator. You literally have the tool to push in and pull out the glow stick here in the middle of the body right here. It goes in right there. It's a super sweet lure. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Super crazy cool lure. The Bandit generator features glow stick insertion points that allows for the body to illuminate and glow. This added light source calls out to game fish for extraordinary distances, creating irresistible flash and glow that triggers massive strikes. Yeah, higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I had a bunch of these. I've sold and got rid of so many of them. We don't need that. Yeah, I don't know why all these were so damaged. What about this guy right here? I know there's got to be a taker for the 2 crawl. This is a $25 crankbait. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is a super wild crankbait. It's great. It's like a 9-foot diving, 7 to 8 foot, half ounce, 2 3/8 of an inch. It's a 1.5 DDDRS. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. No takers, no takers. Let's see what else. I got some T-Rexes. Ooh, this is a cool crankbait. So this one is a 9-foot diving slow sink in the black moss color. So it's got the crackle back, the black crackle back. This is a $25 crankbait as well. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It's a super sweet color. I love this color. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I do have some T-Rex colorways as well. We'll try one of them next. Here, we could drop down to some cheaper ones. Here, we can drop down to some cheaper ones. We'll go back down to the $5 ones real quick. Just remember, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We'll go down to this. This is the Mock Baits Bouncer. It has mustad hooks, sexy shag color. It's nothing too crazy. It's a crankbait. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Just super sweet color. Super sweet color. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Do y'all want to run a Spro swim bait? I've got it for like way under retail. This is just a single item way under retail. This is in the Hitch colorway, brand new, never been used. It's got a soft tail, super sweet swim bait. This is the floater. It floats. It floats. Way under retail. Way under retail. This is a $60 swim bait. I never even checked the ports to see if my other package came. I had another package with a ton of these in there. A ton of them. I've got a bunch more on the way. Do you want to try chatterbait? I got a $17 chatterbait we can run. I got some chatterbaits. Well, it's not a chatterbait. It's a Gold Series. I have a Gold Series Thunder Cricket in the chartreuse white color. I have a bunch more of these on the way as well. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I love the Thunder Cricket for certain applications because it has a tighter wobble pattern. Whereas the jackhammer, it's more a little bit wider. This is a tighter. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Let's see. What do y'all want to see? What was everybody loving last time? There were some things that people were loving. Off the hook tackle. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hold on, I've got some stuff we can get rid of. Let me get it out. Let me see if anybody's interested in any of this. We'll wait on the soft plastics. We'll jump back to this stuff. I'm gonna have to let what's the names know that the bottom of the packaging was kind of busted. I do have these pintail baits. What's cool about these pintail baits is they were never offered here in the US. So right now you can order them, but you have $45 in shipping. I have them for way under that. Super cheap bait. Super good deal. If you're a reseller, this is your dream right here because you could easily sell them for 40 bucks. Because if they're going for 60, you could easily sell them for 40. I have a very limited amount. They come with a free sticker. It's in a ghost color. It's rare that you see them come in 3 different colorways like that. Super sweet. They're easy to resell. For anyone who's a reseller, this is your drink because you could easily make a pretty penny on like off of here or anywhere. Yeah, it's a mix. I love this mix. You get green pumpkin, gold flake. You also get the red, white, well, it's blue, pink, and yellow, and then you also get the ghost shad. That's what I think's funny that they consider that ghost shad. They consider that ghost shad, but I don't know. I just think it's funny. I have a used Savage Gear swim bait, but I don't know that I want to sell it. Here, let's get the T-Rex color real quick. Let me find. Okay, that's mine. I need to keep that out to put my Tokyo rig back in it. Here's the T-Rex. Y'all ever seen the T-Rex? By Lucky Craft T-Rex. Lucky Craft, super cool color. I love it because this is like, in a lot of our lakes, we have bigger bait fish. If the water's super dirty, this is what I would throw. This is what I would throw right here. Higher the bid goes, the more we're going to throw in there. T-Rex, super cool bait, 1 ounce, 5 inches. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Macaroni, are you still in here, dude? Oh, I guess you are in here. Sorry, I wasn't following you, so it didn't show me that you were in here. We'll give it a little time. It don't start picking up until about 8:39, but I like to come in here and hang out. It's a cool bait. If anybody likes pretty baits, I have some pretty baits. Which pretty bait do you want me to run? Top or bottom, your choice. Top or bottom, your choice. Top or bottom, your choice. It's the Dex Bullet Jerk. These are really sweet jerk baits. If you're like an avid jerk bait thrower, this is for you. This is for you. Top or bottom, your choice. Top or bottom, your choice. I need to just keep these for myself because these would be fire. Their paint schemes are just so clean, man. So clean. So clean. And the components it's made out of. All right. Let's see here. We got this. We got these. We got that. I need let me go check the front porch. Let's see if we ever got our package in today. Because if I got that package, we're gonna be running a whole bunch of thunder crickets. A whole bunch of stinking thunder crickets. I'm talking about like thunder cricket galore. No, I didn't get it. Dang, man, I want them thunder crickets, dude. We could get those thunder crickets, man. I got like 5 different colors. There's 3 or 4 in each box. I also picked up some BBZ1 swim baits. Bro, and they have a scent infused into the plastic. You want to talk about a bad A plastics. What's up, Mac? What are you doing, man? You excited to get that stuff moved? Friday? I mean, Sunday? Sorry. Today's Friday. Let me see here. Let me see here. Hellraiser. Let's run a Hellraiser. Hellraiser. Higher the bid goes, more we throw in there. We need some of them guys that have bid before to come off in here. This is a $17 topwater bait. The higher the bid goes, the more I add in here, the more I throw in here. This is a Hellraiser. It's made by Z-Man. Same person makes the the jackhammer. Basically, this is the chatterbait for topwater. It is way louder than a buzzbait, puts off way more action. I have these in like 5 different colors. Give me a second, I can show you other colors I've got, but the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Here's another one, chartreuse shad, or chartreuse, whatever they call it. Let's see. Yeah, chartreuse shad. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. So what's cool about this bait as well is you tie on right here. Has a bigger treble hook in the front than it does in the back that's attached to the blade. They're all going to be 5-ounce weight and 5 inches. This is like a $17, $18 bait. Super, super cool bait, by the way. If you've never gotten an opportunity to fish with it, this whole front end of his face bounces back and forth like do 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 do. It's a super sick bait. Y'all want to see another color I've been falling in love with here lately? I'm talking about like this color. I don't know why. It may just be the I feel like most kids, most guys, like growing up, we always liked chrome. We thought chrome looked cool. Check this guy out here. He's got a red eye, chrome body. These were actually kind of hard to get my hands on. Most time they're always sold out. I don't know why. I don't know why, because you would think bone would be a little more popular. The bid just has to go up, bird. So the way it works, I have two different auctions types. So I have a $5 auction where we start at 5 bucks. And basically what happens is when I start the auction, let's say I usually always go with an item that's about half the starting bid. So this is a $10 set of, lures to get your kid or someone into painting them if you wanted to, whatever. Let's say we get to $8, $10, whatever. I keep adding more and more in there. That's how that works. And it can be anything from one of these hell raisers. It could be soft plastics. It could be a skitter lizard, top water. It could be anything. It's kind of just depending on how much you guys bid. Um, I've seen some guys where they do it like every 5 bucks. And yes, in a way, I kind of do it that way. But then sometimes I switch it up and it may be 2 bucks, 3 bucks. And I notice it's jumping really fast and I just start throwing stuff in there. And sometimes y'all get the better of me because I only have really 30 seconds to throw the stuff in there. And I'm throwing it in so fast trying to keep up. And then when the auction's over, if I feel like the value's not fair, I add more in there. If I feel like the value is not fair, I add more in there. But yeah, the idea is the more that the bid climbs and climbs and climbs, I add more and more stuff in there. I mean, I have scents, I have all kinds of stuff we can use to start with, stuff that's over 5 bucks, you know what I mean? Stuff that's over 5 bucks, and that starts it. And then I also have the $10 version. So the $10 version, what we do is we start with a real nice jerk bait. It's usually about 20 bucks. That's usually what they're always worth. Um, so either way it goes, you're already ahead. So kind of like this guy here. We start with something like this. So even if you're the only one that bids and no one jumps or fights you, you're still going to win. You're still going to get something nice out of it. And also remember, once you win once, all your shipping's allocated. It's always going to be here. Let's try one of these. Let's try one of these. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. But yeah, we start with something nice and then it kind of grows from there. It's a pointer 128SP suspending Aurora Gold, 5 foot diving. Love this jerkbait. I love the paint scheme on this. They do a really good job. I have a couple of these. I don't have many. Between this one and the T-Rex, I can never make up my mind which one I would want to throw. It really depends on how dirty or how cloudy or sunny it is. But these are literally my two favorite. There's one lake in particular that has bigger bait fish that I like to throw this size. But this is hands down one of my favorite jerk baits. I do like the 110 and the 112s, but I usually lean more towards these bigger ones. Big bait catch big fish. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. That's the thing, I make it worth your while. I really wish people would buy some of these customize it lures where you can paint them yourself. I really think those are pretty sweet. Y'all just basically have to initiate it, and then I start jumping in after the fact. That's really cool. I never realized that that's how that has better action. This guy right here, did y'all notice it kinda shows you where the beads are at? I've never taken one apart, so I didn't know. I could open a pack of these. I've got a bunch of them. The popper's pretty cool as well. I kinda wanna open a pack, and then I wanna take, a magic marker and just start going to town on it. Higher the bid oh, that one's too high. We gotta go back down to $5 for this pack. I always started at half of whatever retail is. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. And every now and then I get a little spicy and I'll do like we'll start 2 jigs at $5 or something or 3 jigs at $5. But this is a 3 lure pack. This is a really good deal. Even if you wanted to take your hand at painting, heck, you could easily paint these and resell them yourself and make a killing. Make a killing painting these and reselling them. If you're a painter, these are pretty sick. I got a bunch of packs of these though. I donated a bunch to the Special Olympics. They started their own fishing tournaments. I donated, I think it was 30 packs of them to them. So I'm connected with the Special Olympics through my social media on TikTok. I've got 99.2K followers on there. And somebody finally recommended that I started trying to sell on Whatnot. So here we are. Because I did acquire a lot of stuff. Y'all want to take an intermission and talk about a rig or a rod or here, I want to talk about something real quick. I think it's super clean, super sick. Let me put this rod cover back on my Corrado. What is y'all's thoughts on the Dobbins or not the Dobbins, the Duckett torch? I personally have not been very impressed with it. I haven't had this one that long. I mean, maybe a couple months, not even, and I've only fished with it a handful of times. And the darn finish on it's already peeling off of it. Check it out. I'll show you real quick. The finish on it is already where's it at? It's right here. It's already coming off, and I ain't barely even used the thing. I bought it brand new. And then I have it paired with my Shimano Bantam, one of my favorite reels, hands down. I have an Antares right here with a Ducket Black Ice, but I absolutely love my Bantam, and it's got a Gomexus handle on it. This thing is like night and day difference. The bearings in these handles, it literally makes reeling effortlessly. However you say that, effortlessly? Effortless? Absolutely sick setup. Sick setup. I like the Bantam because it's a full metal body. Even the side plate is separate, so it's still a full frame, and it's super strong. You can do crazy hook sets with it. Let's say you get a good bite and you just want to set it as hard as you can. This thing does not flex at all. This does not flex. Yes, it's an expensive reel. You're talking about 400 or 500 bucks, but it's 500 if you had the handle. But this Ducket torch, I think it's an absolutely like it should be a $70 rod. It should not be no 100 bucks. It's not even worth 100 bucks. It's just I have a $70 Abu Garcia rod over there that's better than this torch. Daiwa is better. What's up, dude? Welcome back. I don't know, man. My Shimano, I love my Shimano, bro. My Shimanos. I have a bunch of Shimanos. Um, I know this is an auction site, and I will get back to selling something, but we took a small intermission, so I could talk about some stuff, and then we'll get back to selling some baits. So I love my Antares. This thing's sweet, and this is actually the cheaper handle. I could not find those handles anymore. I could not find them, so I had to go with the cheaper one for my Antares. But this has been like a crazy good reel. Something you don't have to charge. You don't have to do none of that. Yeah, I don't like this handle as much. The bearings in it aren't as good. It don't spin as long. But this thing's sweet. I use it for moving baits. It's a 7-speed reel. I love the DC on it. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, it's pretty freaking sweet. This thing's dialed in. It's dialed in. A lot of people hate on the DC, but yeah, I think the thing's sweet. I don't know, what y'all's thoughts on it? Not everything I have is DC. I do have some 13 fishing stuff, the Concept C2. I've got one of those. I love that reel. That's my favorite topwater frog reel. It just feels loose, you know what I mean? It feels sweet. Here, let's do face forward facing. I think it might be better if you could see me and we could play this way instead of it being separate. Let me get my paper. All right, guys, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We're doing the $5 one right now, so let's pick a, here we go. Let's start with the customize it. The higher the bid goes, the more baits I grab and put in here. It could be a jig, it could be a Tokyo rig, it could be soft plastics, it could be anything. But this is what we're starting with. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. If you're wanting to get you a bunch of really cool baits, this would be the way. It's all random. You never know what you're going to get. I'm going to get some jigs over here in case anybody gets froggy and starts bidding. I got some jigs laying over here. But yeah, the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in here. I've got everything from soft plastics to, I kind of need an idea of what y'all wanting to see. There's not going to be any koikis. There won't be any frog hooks. No frog hooks, no koikis. That would be a whole different auction, whole different setup. I do have like 40 or 50 koikis on the way that I plan to sell on here, but it's not going to be today. It's not going to be today. So I'm still waiting on that. It's like back ordered. It said it ain't going to be here till like July 13th or 14th. It's insane. I don't know why it's like that, but I can't get I can't get it to come in to save my life. Does anybody else having struggling with koiki stuff? Anything koiki related, urchin bait related? It takes me like 2 3 weeks to get it. But I do have a lot of other cool stuff. Here, check these frogs out. You ever seen these Spro glide frogs? So what's cool about it is on the back, instead of the skirt coming out of the bottom, do I have a frog handy? Here, we can just take a traditional frog and show you. You see how the skirt comes out the bottom of it? This one, it comes out the bottom, but it comes out sideways. So it's kind of meant to glide in the water instead of just walking it. I have a couple of these in my bag I'm gonna try. Yeah, the Spro swim tail. This unique tail creates a wide gliding action like nothing else. Let's glide it. So it's a super cool. This is called the Spooky Nasty color. It's in blue. The Spooky Nasty color, it's in blue. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is the only one that I don't really have a good deal on. I have another color that I do that I can get you better on deals, better pricing. So I have this color that they didn't like charge me an arm and a leg for, the reddier color, but I got taxed on this from my guy. I got taxed on it. So I'm gonna have to stay close to retail on this. But if you guys bid on it, I'm gonna throw more stuff in. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is a really cool gliding frog. I have not seen anyone else on. Thank you for the follow, David. Thank you for the follow, brother. The higher the bid goes, the more baits we throw in there. I have not seen anyone else on Whatnot with this glide frog. I have not. There may be one other person, but I just wasn't in his thing. But David, thank you for the follow, man. All right, let's do something else. We'll leave that frog alone. Let's jump to a different frog. Hold on, I had some other frogs. I think they're outside in the truck in a big bag. I may have some right here that we can use. I got a bag full of them. Brand new. Where is it at? Oh, I do have these baits. Here, let's see. I can run these at 5. I don't really want to, but I can run these at 5. This is basically, for what this is, it's basically my cost. So as you guys know, Yamamoto and all them make this bait here. This is made by somewhere in Japan, I think. or China, my bad, made in China. I can start these at 5. These spider-esque baits, I can start these at $5. And I've got a couple different colors. I don't have a lot of them, but the higher the bid goes, the more I throw in there. But these this is black and red, super cool color. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I have some finesse hooks that I can add. If we could get the bid up a little bit, I've got some of these Yamamoto finesse hooks that we could add in there with it and make it worth your while. That way you have the hook to rig it and everything you need to do to fish it. You could put this on a Ned rig, drop shot, anything. This is a pretty sweet bait. I have them in several different colors. Several different colors. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I'm just rotating colors out. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is a random bait pool. It's a super slick bait. Super, super cool. I need to get this dang sticker off there so I can read what it says. Okay, there you go. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. That's a good, yeah. Pote knows he's already getting a good deal. That's why he jumped on it. These are super sick, dude. This is a really good color. Yeah, if we could have got that bid up $2 more, if some other people would have jumped in there and played with you, man, I could have got you some Gamakatsu hooks. But these are $5 hooks. But I do have these. This is sweet. This is $10 bait right here. Good deal, dude. I will put this over here with your name on it. Over here with your name on it. Like I said, just all it takes is a few bucks, man, and I can really throw in some good stuff. Some stuff I have better overhead on than others, and this is just one of those things. I basically broke even on these baits right here. I broke even on them, and that's fine. That's fine. I'd rather help the people out, you know what I'm saying? Help the customers. Pote Edward. Pot Edward, maybe? That's how you say your name? Pot Edward. So make sure I spelled that right. All right, I got you, brother. I'll put you down over here. I'm not even really a big fan of this color. I know a lot of guys love this natural-esque type color. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and that's okay. That's okay. I got a couple other colors you can check out because you joined in. I got pink. I got pink. I've got red, black, and red. I'm gonna run it again. Hold up. Here, you know what? Let's write that down just to be sure. Because since it's a random pull auction, Edward Natural 4-piece, 4-piece. I'm gonna say Ned bait. It's not a Ned rig bait, but I'll remember what it is. Here, we'll run pink. We'll run pink. It is a fish pen, dog. It is a fish pen. Yeah, dude, fishing is I got this for Father's Day, actually. I got the pen and I got the pad. Thanks, Pot. You guys, yeah, it is. I got the pad too. It says, Fantastic Dad or something like that. Dude, it is sick. And then the cap of it is the tail. Guys, y'all gotta fight with him. Play with him. There you go. Bro's winning them all. And then you also got pink. I got some more stuff, bro. I gotta write these down because I put them in as a random draw. You know what I'm saying? So I have to write them down. But that's okay. I'm gonna go put it in your pile over here. I got you a pile started. And then at the end of the night, I will pack it up and I will ship it out tomorrow. I will most definitely ship it out tomorrow. I got one more color. Let me see if I've got some more in this. Where's my box with those type baits? I have a box that I keep those baits in. Uh, I'll see what else I can get rid of tonight. There's some stuff I'm saving for the Koiki night because I am building a Koiki night up. But dude, it takes ages to do that. I might sell one Koiki tonight. I might sell one. Uh, what are these? Oh, those are some cool crawls. What color Koiki? I might let one go. I might let one go. I'll sell my least favorite color to fish with. How about that? I'll sell my least favorite color to fish with. The gold and clear. I might sell it. I might have started at $10, or I might have started at $5 though, 5 or $10. We'll see. Yeah, I'll show you the cap for this. I'm gonna move this koiki over here. It's in a box. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. Actually, this is just an urchin bait. It's not a koiki, but I do have one. I do have one. I might sell it here in a little bit. This is my least favorite color to fish with. I'm gonna put it over there out of the way. Yeah, thanks for your purchase, man. We're getting ready to run some more. See, here's the tail. It's pretty sick put together. And then it comes with this pad. Here, let's see, what do I want to pair? Oh, I got one more color of these. Hold on 1 second. One second, guys. All right, sorry, I had to send a text real quick. All right, I'm getting ready to run this color. But yeah, Dixon, it come with the pad and the pin, and it's a really cool pin. Like, it's not like some cheesy looking pin. It feels good. It's not rubber, but it feels good in the hand, you know what I mean? And then you basically just yeah. All right, we're gonna run this last one. You still in here, Pope? I'll run this last one just for you. I'll run this last one just for you. The higher the bid goes, the more I'll add in there. Oh, you got some competition there. You got some competition. Where'd them hooks go? I'm getting ready to throw them hooks in there. And then you'll have hooks going with it. You have some hooks going with it. You better not let it go. Oh man, he's gonna let it go. There ain't no way. Okay, here you go. You just got you some Gamakatsu hooks. That's $5 hooks. $5 hooks, man. $5 hooks. Oh, all right. Let's start adding some more stuff in here. I've been trying to get rid of one single pack of these tonight, and I think if we can get it to $10, I'm gonna do it. Oh, he let you in. Dang, dude. Dang. Dang, my man just got a heck of a deal. You got $15 baits and some $5 hooks. You got it for $8, bro. $8. That's insane. $8. $8. My man Mac, that was the last pack I had too. I have no more. I'm selling of those tonight. You just got $20 worth of baits. And then yeah, the little bit of shipping. So if anything, you broke even. Man, he let you have it. That's wild. That's wild he let you have it. Bro, I was just getting ready to drop something heavy in there. I was gonna drop another jig. If we could have hit $10, I was gonna start dropping jigs and frogs, and I got Pro Series frogs. I got all kinds of stuff. Any snakes? Ooh, I don't have any snakes, but I got a lizard. I got a lizard. I do have a lizard. I have a lizard I could run at 5. You need a snake. I feel you, man. No, I feel you. Do I have a snake? No, I don't think I have a snake. No, I don't have a I've asked everyone. Yeah. No, that's kind of a tough. I have some. Hold on. No, it's not exactly a snake. It's more of a tadpole. I do have some baits that look like tadpoles. I have a ton of these I could start at $1. So I have 100 of these Strike King Green Pumpkin KVD swimming shads. I could break them down into packs of 5, and they are the authentic thing. These are 100% authentic. This is just a bulk pack. So if you're like a tournament fisherman or somebody that's real big into baits, you can find these and get these. Not everybody can get their hands on stuff like this. But this is a bulk pack of the KVD swimming shiners. I can break them down into packs of 5 and start them at $1 if y'all want. We could do that. I could break them down into packs of 5 and start them at $1. Let me get my packaging and let's do that real quick. Let's break them down and start them at $1. I'm just going to do it live on camera. This is a brand new packaging from the factory. I'll cut it open and I will show you guys on screen. I'll show you guys on screen. Hold on, what did my guy say? 1 second. I don't know, bro. Anyways, let's break them down. I've seen snake bowls. They look. Hey, dude, if you start making them, I can work with more than one bait maker. You know what I'm saying? But it'll only be on specific things. Heck, I've still got your baits over here. I never sold them, never got rid of them. I've got a UV flashlight over there. I can show guys how they work. I've got almost finished dice over here. I've still got all the baits. I didn't do anything with them. I just didn't know what to do. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna open these. I'm gonna have to make a. I'm gonna have to make a thing at a buck. But let me get one of these bags. I'll put 5 in there just like normal. One of these nice. Oh, dude, I could sell you a sprue as a snake. You want to buy a sprue? It kind of looks like a snake. 1, 2, and just so y'all see, these are authentic. These are real deal from Strike King. The KVD Swimming Shiner in green pumpkin. This one's got a little funky tail. It's just because it's been in the pack. You lay it out, it'll work fine. Just like anything else, these work great for chatterbait trailers. 4. I'm gonna get you a pack of 5. We're gonna run them at a buck. Pack of 5. We're gonna run them at a buck. These are well made, well put together, made by Strike King. They retail for $7. We'll start them at $1. We'll start them at $1. This is the only thing. This is not a random pull auction. I've got a bunch of these. We can start them at $1. Start them at $1. Sell the sprues. Do you want to look at them real quick? I might have a snake for you. I don't know if you're still in here. I might have a snake. I might have a snake. It glows in the dark. It's kind of looks a little funky. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It looks a little filthy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even think the dude's still in here. It glows in the dark, daytime, nighttime. That's actually sick. I thought about cutting these off and turning these into. I kept everything, man. I didn't want to sell it, because since we didn't like finish it out, you know what I'm saying? Since we didn't start really like, I didn't start placing orders with you. I didn't want to sell any of it, so I kept it all. I just, you know what I mean? You gave me a good deal on it in the beginning, and I know I could have sold it, but I was supposed to just be testing it. I got a pack of 5. Let me start a listing. Let me start a listing real quick. Let me make a listing. We'll start them at a buck. Create quality listing. Let me take a photo real quick. GP green pumpkin KVD 5. I'm just gonna put no cancellations. And we're just gonna start at $1. Brand. Strike King, create brand. Hold on, I gotta make a listing for you guys. I have, I think 20 of these. Yeah, I got 20 packs I can make. This is a quality thing. Next, we're gonna start at $1. Publish. All right, guys, we're gonna pin it. I can make 20 packs of these. We can run them at a buck. These are the 5-inch green pumpkin KVD swimming shiners. Run them at $1. Run them all at $1. Run them at a dollar. It's a good deal, dude. These retail for $7. I actually have some over here in their original packaging that I can't even run at a dollar because I've got more in it. But I can run these at a dollar. KVD swimming shiners. We got a 5-pack because I got a bulk 100 pack. I have a bulk 100 pack, so I'm able to break it down into 5 packs for you guys. I can start it at a dollar. Start it at a dollar. I can make these throw-ins as well. I can throw these in. So you know what? That's what we're going to do. Those are going to be throw-ins. Let's go back to the fun bids. Let's go back to the fun stuff. Let's go back to the fun stuff. Let's do some of this. We're going to start the pair. We're going to start the pair with a jig and a set of Gamakatsu finesse wide gap hooks 4/0. Starting at $5. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. You're getting a nice Guggen jig and some nice Gamakatsu hooks. Those other hooks I have retail for $7. These retail for 5. These are sweet finesse hooks. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Ned Rectum. Dang, bro, that's a tough name. I should not have read that out loud. I do have some Ned rig baits here. I've got some Spro Ned rig baits, drop shot baits. They're Duratough stuff. It's way better than a Laztec, and the reason is when you stretch it, it does not discolor. It does not discolor. I can start these at 5. And the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, this is green pumpkin pink. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is their like version of a Laztec. And here, I'll show you real quick. I'll show you real fast. So you can stretch it and it does not discolor, does not change its color or shape or anything like Z-Man stuff does. It's got a crazy smell to it. But the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We got some Helgamites and we have a jig. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. This is what we're starting with. Yum Helgamites and a finesse jig. A little juice finesse jig. I'm getting ready to flip the camera back around because that glare is killing. It's killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. You should go and check out my YouTube. I've posted videos of how we have really moved some baits. One guy was going nuts and buying everything. Buying everything. Let's see. What do y'all want? What do y'all want? Here, let's jump real quick to something different. You know what? I'm gonna drop at $5 right now. I'm gonna drop at $5 right now. I'm gonna drop at $5. I'm like at cost here. I'm at cost. I may lose on this. If one person bids and no one else bids, I lose. This is a $60 swim bait. A $60 swim bait. And it is way under retail right now. Way under retail. The higher the bid. No, we're not doing the random pull. It's just for this one item. This one. Shoot. Hold on. I fucked up. How do I stop that? I fucked up. I'm going to let it run out. I don't have anything for you there. I don't have nothing for you. I messed up. I messed up. I messed up so bad right there. I messed up so bad. Dixon, don't yell at me, bro. I messed up so bad right there. I messed up so bad. I am thankful no one bidded because then I would have to honor it. Because that's the kind of person I am. If someone would have bid on that, I would have had to honor it. I would have had to honor it. Honestly, would have had to honor it. If anybody would have been paying attention and on their P's and Q's, somebody could have won big time right then. Anyways, we're going to try this again. I'm way under retail on this. Way under retail. $60 bait. $60 bait. This is a Smoking swim bait. This is the floating style. This is the Spro 80. It's got Gamakatsu hooks, one of my favorite hooks. There's 2 hooks I like. I like 6 Senses hooks, and I like Gamakatsu hooks. Um, my 2 favorite hooks. But crazy swim bait, brand new, never been used in the hitch color. This is one of my favorite colors. If you're a topwater guy, you'll love this. If you're a topwater guy, you'll love this. It's got a soft rubber tail, so you get crazy good action out of it. Crazy good action out of it. I have one other color as well. One other color as well. I have the Iua Gold. This is a sick color. I have not fished with this one. I have 2 of them. I have 4 of these. I love these. These catch fish. But I have not had the chance to fish with this one. They're both great baits. Great baits. I could just run it top or bottom. Top or bottom, you choose. Top or bottom, you choose. Top or bottom, you choose. Man, you guys could have just won big time. Y'all could have won big time, big time. But everybody was sleeping. Did you see what happened, Dixon? Bro, I almost lost so bad. I just almost lost so bad. I almost lost so bad. So bad. Was anybody paying attention? Everybody's sleeping. Let's do this. We're going to move the camera. I'm not a big fan of it being facing on me. I'm not the biggest fan of it facing me. So let's do this. We're going to turn it back around. We're going to get some baits set up here. I'm going to throw this frog back in there. Man, I wish my chatterbaits would have come in today. Really wish they would have come in today. All right, guys, let's run it. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. If just one person bids, you get a heck of a deal. But if y'all start competing, going back and forth, I throw more and more in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It's a crazy cool deep diving crankbait. Actually, it's a 12-foot diving crankbait. But the higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Let's switch it up. Let's grab another bait. We're just going to keep it rolling until somebody bites. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. These are good deals, dude. Good deals. Really good deals. Really good deals. Ooh, I do have some live target frogs. Let's drop it down to $5 real quick. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Comes with the hook. This is the freestyle frog. It's a pretty sweet frog. It's got the exo skin. Makes a ton of noise, ton of action. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. 3.5-inch frog. Comes with the hook already. Super sweet stuff. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. All right. Let's see here. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Hydra swing jig. Hydra swing jig. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. You can change the hooks out on this. You can change the hooks out. It's a super sweet head. These are 1-ounce heads. 1-ounce head. Super cool setup. You could use this saltwater, freshwater. You could change the hook out to your favorite hook if you don't like their hook. If you do not like their hook, you could change it out to your favorite hook. What hooks do they use? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. And with that being said, I think your boy's done for the night. I've had my fun. I can't get anybody to play. You want to do some dollar and goes? I got a 5 pack of the KVD Green Pumpkin Swimmers, a dollar and go. These are $7 baits. I have a bulk pack of them. That's why they're not in the original packaging. But these are. Here, let me grab one for you. An original KVD swimming shiner. Super great bait. If any of you guys like to fish with stuff like this, it's a super great bait. Super well made. Made by Strike King. In their well-known coffee scent. We can start a dollar and go. Dollar and go. It's a crazy good deal. Dollar and go. Dollar and go. This is a good deal, man. And you're already getting a nice bag. You're getting a nice bag. I do have some other ones over here. But I have to run them at a different price because they're in the original packaging. Dollar and go. KVD swimming shiners 5 pack. 5-inch 5 pack. Where's my Ned Rig baits? Here we go. I got some Ned Rig baits. These retail for, let me see what these retail for. These retail for $8 a piece. $8 a piece in the moon juice color. Moon juice color. It's a super sweet color. You see that? It's like almost completely see-through. Moon juice color. Moon juice color. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Super sweet moon juice color. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. These are sweet, and it's a 9 pack. You catch a ton of fish on these guys. Ton of fish on these guys. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I do have some of these. Here's some more in a really good color. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. We have the KVD swimming shiners in the blue gizzard color. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more baits we add in. The higher the bid goes, the more baits we add in. The KVD swimming shiner. Crazy cool color. I love that color. Higher the bid goes, the more we add in. KVD's perfect plastics. If y'all don't know anything about it, it's his idea of the best soft plastics ever made. I've got a ton of these as well I need to get rid of. Let's see. Anybody want to buy any homemade baits? My handmade baits from my guy. He made my Wild with the Blairs color. They glow as well. Daytime, nighttime baits. They're really well made, actually. They're really well made. Give me a second. I'll get some out for you. I'll get some out for you. Yeah, I can do a 6 pack of them real quick in their own custom bag, and I'll get a light and show you that they glow and everything. I'll get a light and show you that they glow. Let me get you a bag real quick. Let me get you a bag real quick and I'll show you. You're not going to get this quality anywhere else. Can do a 6-pack. 1, 2. This is a Wild with the Blairs custom color. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Let me grab a light and I will show you guys that these glow. They're super well made. Let me grab a light and I'll show you real quick. But let me grab my UV light. Man, I can't get through here. I got so many baits. I think I need to start changing up how I resell. Whatnot's fun and all. My first 2 nights I did really well, and I was throwing a lot of just freebies in there for people, which is what I would have done tonight, but you got to get people to bid. Um, but I can't do it unless you guys, you got to play. You got to pay to play. And we need Wes. I need Matt. I need my guys back in here who like baits and like good deals on baits. I mean, my man got a ton of good baits. Let me show you guys real quick. So these glow. You can already see it. They glow really, really well. Daytime, nighttime. Great baits. But yeah, we can leave that pack right there. It was Wild with the Blair's color. Dixon Baits made it. Crazy cool stuff. Make sure you go follow my YouTube. Probably getting ready to jump off here, guys. I'm kind of gassed, I think is the word. I'm kind of gassed. We sold some baits. Nothing crazy. Nothing to sneeze over. Nothing to write home about. Who's in here with me? Maddie, what's up? Maddie G, Maddie G. I think I can run these real quick at $1 and go. It's a super sick color. It's a super sick color. Let me see what the name is on it again. I cannot remember the name on these. I've got some big swim baits. Got a bunch. What is the name on this pack? Vortex Scrub? Is that what he calls it? Yeah, that may be what he calls it. Vortex Scrub. Vortex Scrub. I'm just going to do $1 and go. $1 and grow on the KVD plastics. KVD plastics, $1 and go. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. $1 and go. Green pumpkin. Reason people ask why is it not in the original packaging? Because I have a bulk pack of them. I have a bulk pack of these. So $1 and go on a pack of KVD green pumpkin. These make some of the best trailers, some of the best just little swim baits around. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. All right. Well, what can I do? Y'all want to do a frog? Here's a $20 frog. People are like, that's not $20. Yeah, it's $20, man. $20 frog. Higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It's a super sweet spro frog. It's one of their gliding frogs. You probably have not seen these much. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. I'm getting ready to jump off here, I think. The higher the bid goes, the more we throw in there. It's a sweet frog. The sweet frog. Y'all gonna let it fly away. Alright. On that note, guys, I'm out of here. I will go live again next Friday. I hope y'all have a wonderful night.